I am a runner. I do not walk or jog. I run. I run on streets, on grass, on mountains, on the beach, in the woods, and through streams. I've run in 112-degree heat on blistering summer days, as well as during winter blizzards where the roads are icy and the ground is covered in 2 feet of snow. I've even run during a hurricane. For the past 8 years, I've run 7 to 15 miles a day, at least 6 days a week, taking only 6 weeks off during the entire year to let my body recover. For those of you keeping track, that would be about 2,384 miles in 1 year. The life of a runner is one of endurance and dedication. The only way to improve is to run longer and harder. Running became my serenity. Anytime I was stressed or upset, I would go for a long run in the woods to clear my head. By running, I would physically release all of the intense emotions that I had kept stored in my head. During finals week, when I was up all night studying and freaking out because I wasn't memorizing the notes that I had been staring at for hours, I would throw on my running shoes and do a few quick loops of campus. All my worries and frustrations would be left on the pavement, and I would come back mentally fresh. When I found out that my cousin was killed in a car accident, I ran out to the woods fully exhausted and just laid on the dry leaves thinking about his much too short life. Running was my coping strategy. It was my tranquility. When I came to Salisbury University, I came to get a good education and to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, but I also came to run. I immediately fell in love with the program and team and spent hours every day with the same group of guys, practicing, racing, eating, or just hanging out. There's something about training with a group of guys every day that brings you so much closer together. The grueling pain that is shared by everyone and the ability to overcome the intense urge to give up is the ultimate bonding experience. Imagine, it's 6 a.m. on a chilly Friday fall morning, while most college students are fast asleep recovering from a wild night at the Monkey Barrel. You are standing outside on the track getting ready to blast some hard laps in the dark. You run to the point of complete exhaustion. Every part of your body is pleading for you to give up and run easy, but you resist the temptation. Your stomach feels highly unstable, and your lungs ache from the bitter air, but you push on. Finally, the last lap of pain is done as the sun begins to peek over the tree line in the distance. Most of your teammates are lying on the track gasping for air. A few of them left their dinners from the night before on the track, and all have used up every ounce of energy their bodies had. Everyone made it through the workout. There is an amazing sense of accomplishment shared by all. You may be wondering why someone would put themselves through such physical and mental suffering. The answer to that is simple: racing. Racing is the ultimate way to bring two grown men closer together. When I was racing with teammates, I was going to war for them. My body endured complete and utter pain in order to help my team do well at the meets. During races, we tried to run in a pack, and as the race went on, the pack grew stronger. One teammate would take the lead and push the pace, and we would all follow, passing our competitors one by one. How demoralizing it must have been to instantly be burned by not one, but 3, 4, or even 5 guys from the same team. When a runner finishes a race, he either makes excuses, questions whether or not he ran as hard as he could have, or lies at the finish, knowing he gave everything he had. We preferred the third option. This year I became the assistant coach of the cross-country teams in Salisbury. My role changed from the hard-working leader of the team to the inspirational mentor. This was a season like no other. The year started out with great promise because of all of the talented runners on the team, but things quickly changed. A few weeks into the season, one of the top runners on the men's team was diagnosed with mono and was out for the rest of the season. This was a blow to the team, but little did we know it would be insignificant when compared to our future struggles. A few weeks later, while traveling to one of our home meets, the top 2 runners on the men's team and a recruit were badly hurt in a fatal car accident when a vehicle pulled in front of them without yielding. They hit the vehicle at a very high speed and the car flew into a ditch and caught on fire. Most of the other runners who were driving behind them witnessed the horrific wreck and helped by pulling their teammates out of the burning car, stabilizing their backs, calling the ambulances, and putting out the flames. Everyone was very shaken up and either physically or mentally affected by what happened. The rest of the season was not only dedicated to the recruit, who would spend the next 2 months in the hospital from the near-fatal accident, but also to becoming a closer-knit group of people. Adopting the slogan, One Love, this group was no longer a team. It was a family that thrived on positivity and support for one another. Although we were only a shell of the powerhouse that we started the year as, having lost 3 of our top 4 runners, we never stopped believing. When the day of the conference championship meet rolled around, the teams were so mentally tough from everything that had happened that the race seemed like a grain of sand at the beach. Everyone pulled together and ran the best races of their lives, and for the first time in school history, both the men's and women's team won the conference championship. All of the adversity faced during the season made them stronger as a group, and it all paid off on that day. I was truly touched and amazed. Vince Lombardi once said, "I firmly believe that any man's finest hour, his greatest fulfillment of all he holds dear, is the moment when he has worked his heart out in a good cause and lies exhausted on the field of battle, victorious. That is why I run."